All right. Hi, Vivek. How you doing?
Doing good. Crazy emotions, but I'm doing all right. How you doing?
Yeah, that's understandable. I'm doing good. So, look, I was actually a really big fan of you, at the beginning of the game. No shade. I
Thanks.
was a really big fan of you. And I don't know, I have a lot of questions. I want to start off, I want to just first say, look, I can give it to you easy or I can give it to you hard. Do you want the real or do you want me to give it to you easy? Because I know they're gonna give
Give
it to
me
you.
give me the real. I love the real. Give the real.
All right, Vivek. So, super
Yeah.
fan to super fan.
Yeah.
Super fan to super fan. Why did you make the move on Dennis? I gotta know, man.
Okay. I'll try my best to explain here. I love Dinis with all my heart. I genuinely love the guy. I think you can see that on TV. Even as a game player, me and him shared everything with each other. But when it came down to it, you can't win this game without numbers. You need people and you need a lot of them. Me and Dennis were the only ones that had each other's backs. He was rubbing people the wrong way. A lot of the people, if I didn't win HOH that week, it would have been me and Dennis on that block. And next week would have been the same thing. When I got the opportunity to see the alliance between Kayla, Dougie, and Spicy, I knew that okay, even though they might be manipulating me, I still get numbers and they would feel comfortable. Yeah, we got Vivek because we can't control them. They would feel comfort in that. And somehow I would gain the numbers to save longer in the game. My goal is to eventually backdoor them 100%. But to prove my loyalty, that was the hardest part where I had to let go of Dennis, the person that was coming after them.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. I understand your point. I get it. So when it comes to that alliance of those people, I wanted to know like was it just the pressure of the fact that they were the house and they were the majority, or did you actually believe that there was a piece of them that was going to be loyal to you?
Part of me, again, like it's them being able to control me in the same way how Kevin Jacobs did it in season 10,
Mm-hmm.
where people felt that they could control him and they felt comfort in that and kept him along for longer. There was out of the three people, I really felt Dougie really had my back,
Mm-hmm.
but I know he was also lying and being manipulative in the back, as I was to him in the beginning. Right, there was always that sort of doubt. But between Spicy V and Kayla, there wasn't much. There was something with Spicy V, but it wasn't that strong. Um, but yeah, it's still I don't regret what I did because at the same time it's sorry, I do regret it now that I'm outside the home, but when I was
Mm-hmm.
inside the home, I didn't regret it because I thought, yeah, this is gonna let me go longer in the game and it's gonna show them that I'm working with them, even though I have to let them go because me and Dennis can't win this game together just by ourselves. We need
Mm-hmm.
numbers. And knowing that I was gonna be on the block next to him and if I the week after my HOH, if he didn't win HOH, I would again been on the block with him. So I
Mm-hmm.
had to make the move.
Yeah, I understand. I think it does make sense in the sense of the fact that you were trying to go for the numbers versus just being the next target. But I mean, shoot, you were, and that's what sucks. And I feel like it's interesting because at the beginning of the game, you were very much so on Anthony's, behind. You knew what Anthony was doing. You kind of had a lot of people. You were gathering people to go against him, kind of the East Coast Alliance a little bit, and that kind of
Mm.
flipped. Did it flip because Anthony kind of convinced you? Or what?
The information got to Anthony that there are people coming after him, and that's when it turned spiral. Now I have a good feeling who it was because it's pretty obvious that Spicy and Anthony were working together.
Hmm.
And when I mentioned to Donna that we got to go after Anthony, he's been to final two and he never touched a block. I meant that.
Hmm.
When Spicy V walked in and Dawn just spilled the beans right in front of her, I was icking in the inside. I was like, why did she just do this? And then I was like, wait, but she's okay with it. Spicy V is getting on board. She's like, hey, let's get Anthony out soon. I was like, okay. But as the weeks went on, the amount of times I would just see Spicy and Anthony in a room together, I would
Yeah.
just catch them, and I was like, this is way too shady. Where
Hmm.
there has to be a connection, and it's confirmed it 100% when in the executive power veto, she has a conversation with Tola and Todd, and then asks for Anthony to come next. That
Hmm.
confirmed that she's like his rock.
hmm So that's interesting because they came in both as veterans, and you guys at first, and you was one of the main ones who was at first was like,
Mm,
they gotta go, but then
mm.
when they got in that game, it seems like everyone just ignored the fact that they might work together and all of that. So did you think they were working together prior to all of this evidence, or was that something that had to come along throughout time?
Yeah, that I didn't think initially that they were working together. I think that came up through a time where I started seeing them in the rooms together. I really didn't expect them to be working together in the beginning, but um, I think the fact that they won HOH, like one of them was going to be HOH the first week too, it
hmm
made a lot of people afraid. Hey, can we really talk bad about these guys? They might come after us if we talk bad. And then now that you look at it, it's even more where anybody who talks bad about Anthony or Spicy V is going home. I
hmm
talked about it. Dennis talked about it. Jay and I talked about it. Donna talked about it, and we're all gone. You
Yeah.
can imagine the fear the other house guests are feeling right now to even think about going against them.
Yeah, that's very true. So I want to ask, there was a lot of times where I was like questioning your game decisions because when Spicy V was HOH,
Yep.
you went to Anthony and that's when you told him about the fake, real East Coast Alliance. And we see that that blow up happened with you and Bailey kind of because of that.
Mm.
They both, Spicy V and Anthony, manipulated that decision. So we were on the outside, like, why did you even tell them? Why did you even tell Anthony about that? We know you were scared with the HOH results, but what did you think that was gonna do? Like, I don't understand that decision.
Me sharing that information with Anthony, I knew for a fact that Anthony had a really good way with his words at this time. I knew that he's able to get in people's heads. Um, I had a feeling he's already in Spicy's head a little bit. So I thought, okay, if I share this information with him, he's going to see, okay, I can trust this guy. He's giving me information and he's going to use that to protect himself with
hmm
Spicy V and hopefully have my back.
Yeah,
Obviously, that didn't turn out to be the case.
fair enough. Okay, so here at the Reality Kingdom, we like to keep it real. So I want to ask you, in the house, were you too real or were you not real enough?
Knowing that I'm outside the house right now, I really wish that I just went for it because
hmm
part of me thinks that okay, yeah, that alliance would have had my back with Spicy, Kayla, and Dougie, but knowing that they were going to stab me in the back regardless, I would have just made if in my HOH, I would have made that move just to put them both up because
Yeah.
that's the only way to make sure one of them goes.
Exactly. All right. Okay. So I'm wondering, let's say hypothetically you were in the jury house. Who would be your top three contenders that you would want to vote to win this game at this point?
Without a doubt, Matthew. Um,
Oh, gag me. I did not
yeah,
expect that.
I Matthew his as a human being, I love him a lot. The fact that he speaks my language sometimes to me is just heartwarming. Um, I felt that I not once that I throw Matthew's game under the bus, uh, even though I feel like he might have done to me because of Anthony.
hmm
We were all manipulated by him, just as we are with Spicy V. But Matthew is definitely one of those people that I want to see at the end. In terms of the next two, um, there's people I don't want to see at the end, but I feel like they
Okay,
still might
that's
make it
fine
there.
too. Who don't you want to see?
It's Spicy
Oh.
and Dougie that I don't want to see at the end, but I feel like they're still going to make it there.
All right, that's fair enough. So last question. I want to know, is there any advice? Well, I mean, what advice would you give to people? Not that they would listen, no shade, but what advice would you give to people who are playing the game?
You have to be ruthless now. This
Okay.
is no joke. They are going to pick us off one by one. I know it takes a lot of courage and a lot of believing in yourself to make that move to put Anthony or Spicy up, but you have to go for it. Trust that other people are thinking the same thing you are in the back of their heads that, yeah, these guys got to take the game.
Mm-hmm.
Just it's really because I made the move against Dinis by just listening to my brain doing the logic thing. I I regret it now because I'm gone, but I really wish at that time I went with my heart and really listened to what my heart was telling me. It's like, yeah, this is the wrong move.
All
And I
right.
hope that these house guys can listen to their heart and say, yeah, these guys are going to take the game. Just go for it. Just put them on the block.
Be more ruthless. I like that because that's what the veterans are doing. They're being ruthless. So if you guys were on the same type of energy, it might go through. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for talking to me, Vivek. It was amazing. You're great. I still love you regardless of what happened.
Thank you.
It's been
Thank
fun.
you. Appreciate you.
All right.